All right, guys, what's up? Hope everybody's doing super well. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Um, I'm going to give it a second for everybody to show up, give it a couple minutes, get all my stuff lined up here. Let me know if you guys can hear me good. Give me thumbs up and all that. What's up, guys? Let me know you can hear me okay. Let's see. Getting all my stuff set up here so we can get down to business. Cool. Lots of thumbs up. Guys, how we doing? Good to see all of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm super grateful that you are spending time with me today, and I'm just going to pour it all out. I'm going to give you everything I got. I did want to take a moment to tell you that the Panama City area and surrounding areas over there are absolutely in my prayers. I know what it's like to be through a huge hurricane that devastates the area. It's not fun at all. It's very scary. It can be lethal. It's gonna definitely take out some houses, some old houses that couldn't withstand another storm are going to be gone. And my heart and prayers go out to everybody over there. And really, my area dodged a bullet. I mean, it could have very well come straight for us. It was really just off just by a little bit. So I'm really thinking about the people in Panama City a lot today and will be for the next coming weeks. So they're in my prayers. And if anybody watching is in that area or knows anybody in the area, let me know what I can do to help. So with that being said, looks like some more people are logging on. I'll give it maybe another 20 or 30 seconds. Super excited about today's training on the winter market. This is just, I live for the winter market. I live for when everybody else thinks it's slow. This is when I close the gap on people and I either get closer to them or get further away from them if I'm already ahead of them. And I'm just really excited to be sharing this with you guys right now live. I feel like this is one-on-one coaching with each and every one of you because I'm talking to you. And I really want you to get out of this what you need to get out there and crush it. And I'm going to keep bringing it. I'm going to keep coming up with subjects that's going to keep you on top of your game and continue taking your business to another level. And I'm just super grateful that I can do it for you. And not only that, but do it for free, not ask you for a dime. Okay. Looks like we got a few more people coming on. So real quick, I want to talk about the free trip to Orange Beach before I get started here. Really excited about this free trip to Orange Beach. What it is, it's a contest. There's a link in the description right now. You can go there, go to the website. There's a list of things you have to do. You have to do all those things and then email me. You email me at ricky@zerododiamond.com to be entered into the raffle. If you don't email me or you don't get a response out of me that acknowledge that I got the email, then you're not going to be in the contest. So complete the steps on the website and then email me and say I did it. And then I'm going to look and check and make sure you've done everything. And I'm going to put you in the contest. Halloween Day, October 31st. I'm going to be live on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. I'll let you guys know what time when we get closer so it doesn't interfere with the closing or something. And we're going to draw a winner. We're going to put everybody's name in a bucket. And then one of my assistants will reach in and pick a winner. And so I'm really excited to see who wins. And I'm going to work with you on your trip. We're going to schedule it out where it's best for both of us. Come down, hang out on the beach. I'm going to get a room right on the beach for you and a friend. Could be a real estate friend, could be your spouse, whoever you want. come down, hang out with me for a day, hang out on the beach for a little bit, check out the area, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So be sure to check the link in the description for that. Enter in the contest and get as many friends as you can to enter in the contest, because if they win, they could bring you as their friend. Okay. The next thing is Redx. I know there's a lot of you that have Redx. A lot of you don't do Redx. You like Mojo or Cole or whatever you like to do, and that's fine. But a big part of Zero to Diamond is calling property owners, circle prospecting. And the great thing about circle prospecting is it's unlimited. Everybody's nice to you because they're not getting bombarded by any other agents. And you get to pick your price point. You get to pick what price properties you want to sell. You pick a sweet spot in your market, a price range, pick a neighborhood in that price range, and you target that subdivision or complex or whatever it is. You get in there, get your hands dirty, create those relationships, and start doing deals. Property owners buy and sell, not just sell. They do both. And it's just an incredible opportunity, and it's how I built my business. And so if you don't have Redx yet, or you're thinking about it, or whatever the case may be, there's a $150 discount, link in the description. You need to get on it, follow my 90-day action plan, and start crushing it like everybody else. If you're noticing in the Facebook group, people are posting their call results, the listings they're getting, the sales that they're getting. Everybody's having success with this. Also, another couple of cool points is people are taking my circle prospecting script, like Benjamin here, Benjamin Steven, and he's door knocking with it and crushing it, knocking it out the park. Okay? So just take the tools I'm giving you, take the 90-day action plan, form it into what works for you, take the mindset of it, and go crush it. So I just want you guys to succeed. I wanted to say all that before I got started. I know there's a lot of new members in the Zero to Diamond program right now. We're getting probably 40 new members a day that are signing up on the website. I just want to say welcome, and that this is an incredible real estate community that's growing by leaps and bounds, and everybody is so positive and loves each other. If you need anything, reach out to another Zero to Diamond member or reach out to me, and we're going to help you as much as we can. We're going to do everything we can do to help you. And that's what I love about this community. All right. So just want to say one more time, prayers to the Panama City beach area. I know what it's like, and it's devastating. And so I'm going to be thinking a lot about you guys over there for the next couple of weeks and even months. And so if there's anything I can do, please let me know. All right, I think we're ready to go here. Winter time market. So I want to get into, like I do every single training, I talk about the mindset behind what I do and why I'm doing it. And then I get into the tactical step-by-step, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is what I physically do to make it happen. Okay, so let me get into the mindset. And two, before I get started, this is absolutely, for you guys, this is your first time, a Q&A. If you have any questions whatsoever, type them in. I will get to each and every one of them. We'll get all your questions answered, okay? And I've covered a lot of subjects. So if there's something I'm not covering, I guarantee you there's a video I've already done or a live session I've already done on the subject. But just let me know, and I'll direct you to the video or answer your question straight up. Okay, wintertime market. What happens in the wintertime? Okay, the wintertime starts happening, and real estate agents, they start to kind of get a little lazy, let's say. Let's just call it for what it is. They just get a little bit lazy. They've made their money for the year. Holidays are coming up. They're going to parties. They've made their money. And also there's this sense that the market is slowing down in the winter. Which may or may not be true, okay? Yeah, there might be less transactions, okay? But to me, and what I've learned over the years is that doesn't matter. That doesn't apply to me. That doesn't apply to me. You see, business is unlimited. And so, deals are happening every single day. Okay. Even in the winter, even when the market crashes, deals are happening every single day. So if I continue doing what I'm doing and I don't get lazy and I don't stop making my calls and do what I'm supposed to do to create business and follow up and do what I'm supposed to do, then my business shouldn't fall off. I should continue doing the same amount of business. Even though transactions are down in the market, there's still more than I can handle at any given time. That's the theory. Your transactions are always going to fluctuate. I'm not always going to have the same amount of transactions every month. And I may have a down month here and there. I have a down month in the summer. I may have a down month in the spring, like I did this spring, because the market turned on us. But just generally speaking, okay, not 2018, generally speaking, when the market slows down, I repeat, do not get caught up in the fact that everybody else is slowing down. They're getting lazy. Everybody's talking about the market slowing down for the winter, so on and so forth. And guys, everything I'm saying applies to a market crash. When the market crashes, or we have a recession, or the market slows down like it did earlier this year because of interest rates or just the timing of everything that happened. Nobody knows exactly why everything happens. It's almost like Mother Nature. But don't get caught up in the fact that there are less transactions. You continue working hard and doing what you're supposed to do to create the business. Okay. I don't stop through the winter. Like somebody was talking to me the other day and they said something about the winter slowing down, or when they said when it slows down, then you can focus on this or that. And I said, it doesn't slow down for me. I have the same amount of transactions. Like I have the same amount of under contract right now that I do in the summer. And, if my business starts to kind of drop off a little, where I feel like, I'm not writing enough contracts I haven't wrote enough contracts in the past couple of weeks, something's kind of dropping off, then I'm going to get in gear. I'm going to switch, right? And this switch, this is what I want to get through to you, the switch. Okay. When the market's going good, when you're in the summer and transactions are happening and everything's just jiving and deals are coming at you and everything's happening good, great. Okay. But what happens is as the transactions are happening, okay, and then you hit the market, the transactions go down. Well, most agents just keep doing the same thing that they were doing when the market was going like this. Okay, and that's why they get caught, because they don't change. They don't switch. Okay, you have to make the switch. You have to realize that, okay, something's different. I got to switch over. And what you do is you turn from basically just taking transactions that are coming to you and you're making calls, or everything's happening easy, to now it's not as easy. That's when you got to make the switch to keep the momentum going. Okay. It's the same switch you got to make when the market turns, right? When the recession happens, when a crash happens, you make this switch. And the reason why a lot of agents have to get out of the business in a crash is because the crash normally lasts longer than the winter time. So it's the same scenario, a crash and winter time, same thing. But the difference is a crash is harder and it lasts longer. And so you can't withstand it, with your bills coming in. Whereas you can almost ride out the winter time and kind of get some momentum going and sell a couple things and make it through to the summer, and then you're rolling again. I want Zero to Diamond members to continue rolling 12 months out of the year. Okay, and this is how you do it. You make that switch. What is the switch? As soon as I feel a little pressure, like I don't have enough under contract, or people aren't calling on my listings enough, or not enough going on, I switch and I start getting on the phone. The first people I'm going to start calling are past clients or people from the last maybe Maybe I have a list of people. I can go back through my emails and find people from like 5 months ago, 6 months ago, 3 months ago that I haven't talked to in maybe a month or two, or I'll followed up for a while, but then they didn't do anything. So I kind of dropped off the map. Past clients, important people, people that you need to stay in touch with and stuff like that. That's the first line of attack. You're going to start calling everybody in your sphere. I call this your sphere. Like, to me, your sphere is not just people that you know, that you grew up with. It's friends and friends of family and family friends and all that stuff. No, your sphere, that's where your sphere starts. But then your sphere grows as you grow your real estate business, because your past clients turn into your sphere. Your past clients turn into part of your sphere. Okay? And the object is to grow that sphere, grow it, grow it, grow it, grow it. Okay, so you want to start calling your sphere. That's the first step when the market starts to decline, when the market goes into the winter months, whatever the case may be. When you start feeling pressure that things are turning, you know, another good way to realize that things are turning is that you don't have anything to do today. You walk in, you come into the office, and there's no appointments. There's nothing on the books. You know, I don't know if you guys saw the video where I took the girls on the helicopter ride. I didn't have anything to do that day, like appointment wise or anything just on my books to do. Like, yeah, I can just start making calls. Of course, there's plenty to do. Trust me. What I'm saying is there was nothing on my books. There was nothing planned. I didn't have anything going on right that second. That is when you know, that is a good indicator that you got to make this switch. Real quick, I saw a comment that caught my eye. Mary says she just moved here and doesn't have a sphere of influence. Okay, your job is to create a sphere of influence. Like, if you don't have a sphere of influence, use my phone script and start building a sphere of influence ASAP. And I don't care if you like have a sphere of influence and you grew up in the market that you're in and you know everybody. Your job doesn't change. You got to start creating that. You got to continue to build your sphere. Just because you live there and you have this big sphere and you know a lot of people, that's great. Contact all those people, find out what's going on, how you can help them, and then continue on your mission talking to people you never talked to grow your sphere bigger and bigger. Okay, so step number one, as soon as you feel pressure, as soon as the market starts turning, as soon as things aren't the same, make the switch, call your sphere. Meaning past clients, people that haven't bought that you need to follow up with, just any little possible lead or anything that you can find, call them. That's the first step, okay, when you're entering into the winter market. When you make that step, see, most agents are not going to do this. They're not going to think about the fact that the market changed. They're going to continue waiting on deals to come in or waiting on buyer leads or, you know, whatever they're doing. And they're not going to make this switch and start pouring gasoline on their business. So your job at this point when the market changes is, okay, it's slowing down. How can I pour gasoline on my business and get it going, get it ramped up? And so that's how you do it. The first step is to call your sphere and say, what's up? How are you doing? How's it going? What can I do for you? All that good stuff. And you're going to run into people that want to do deals. You're going to run into people that tell you that they're, you know, if this is, we're talking about wintertime and you're calling them and it's October, okay? They might tell you, look, we're thinking of selling, but we want to do it after the first of the year, or we want to do it in the spring, okay? Or we're looking to make a purchase, but we want to do it, you know, in the spring, first of the year, okay? Now you know that they are looking to do something after the first of the year, and now they go on this list. They go on this list and you're going to be ready for them after the first of the year. Okay. You're going to run into people. You're going to run into people who want to buy or sell before the end of the year for tax reasons. They want to buy something to write it off. They want to sell something to get it off their books or make a write-off somehow. You're going to find people that want to do things before the end of the year for whatever reason. You're going to find people that want to do stuff after the first of the year. You're going to run into people who know people. Hey, so-and-so is going to buy something. Let me give you their number. Stuff like that. And you won't know unless you make these calls. Okay, so that's step number one. And so much is going to come out of that. So what you do is you start calling your sphere and you start working through that list. For me, this is a huge, huge, huge job because my sphere is so big. And literally, I can't even call them all. There's so many people. So my job really is when the market starts to dip, I just spend all winter calling my sphere because some of my sphere consists of people that I might have not have talked to in 5 years or 4 years or 3 years or 1 year. You know, my sphere is so big and wide. I have plenty of people I can reconnect with and see what I can do to help them and all that good stuff. Right. And if that's where you are, great. That's what you got to do. Now, for the people who don't have a big sphere, this is where you're going to absolutely crush your competition. This is why I wanted to name this Dominate the Winter Market, because this is literally what I've done year over year. When everybody else starts getting lazy and going to parties and just hanging out for the rest of the year, resting, whatever they're doing, I love it when they do that, especially if they're producing more than me. Because if they're producing more than me and they're slacking and I'm working while they're slacking, I know that I'm gaining traction on them. And that's how I've thought about it. For years, I've thought this is when I'm going to crush my competition. In the winter time when everybody's chilling, I'm going to be out working everybody. I'm working like it's summer or even harder than when it's summer because the opportunity is so crazy during the winter time. The winter time, the second part after you call your sphere, you're going to circle prospect or whatever you do, however you get your leads, and you're going to talk to people you've never talked to before and start creating new relationships. Okay? Think about this for a second. When the market's going up, okay, it's going up, it's going up, it's going up, and then it crashes, okay, it crashes, boom. As it's going up, there's a lot of agents, everybody's, selling a lot, everything's good, okay? But when it starts crashing, all the agents get out of the business, okay? A lot of agents get out of the business if it crashes hard. So as it's crashing, a lot of agents are out of the business, or if it's wintertime and just kind of dips down and agents are being lazy, if an agent isn't working, same thing as being out of the business, okay? Just think of these two things in parallel, that when the market dips and agents either aren't working or get out of the business, and you are creating more relationships than you had when it was higher, okay? So it's here, you have X amount of relationships, it crashes, you begin more relationships while no one else really is. And then as the market rebounds, your market share grows with the market. And so this is an incredible time and opportunity to capture market share. Market share to me, for those of you who don't know, is what agent has the most percentage of property owners in the area who know them, like them, trust them, and have a lifelong relationship with them. So whoever has the most lifelong relationships with property owners in their market owns the market share because they own all the future business. We trade stocks on future earnings of companies. I trade market share of real estate agents on future deals. And whoever has the most real lifelong relationships with property owners owns the market share, even if they have less listings. than the highest producer, less closings. But somehow miraculously during that year, they captured more relationships. I guarantee you that that agent's going to crush everybody else the next year. Okay? So think about it like that. And when you go into the wintertime, you think that's the time to reconnect with my sphere, to go deeper with those already established relationships. Once I get through that, maybe that takes me a month. Maybe I start in October. It takes me the whole month of October, or even a month and a half, October, mid-November. Now I'm going to spend a month and a half creating new relationships. And the new relationships, AKA market share in my market, is gonna make my business explode in the spring when the market rebounds. Now I'm using all these, down in the winter, coming back in the spring and all that as generalities. I don't know when your season is. Maybe your busy season is winter. Maybe your busy season is, fall. I don't know everybody's market and what goes on. Maybe your market is a 12-month market. I'm not sure, okay? But even a 12-month market is going to experience downturns, crashes, recessions, okay? Interest rates coming up, slowing the market down. I'm not just talking about winter. I'm talking about any kind of slowdown in transactions, any kind of period of time where we have a slowdown in transactions that you can take advantage of to capture more market share and crush the competition because they don't understand this philosophy. Okay? So the main takeaway of this training today is market share. Wintertime, or whenever there's less transactions, you're not busy doing the transactions. You can take that time and invest it into future relationships that, by the way, also turn into business now. This philosophy, I started this back in maybe 2009, doing this every year, where I made the switch. I made the switch every winter, or if the market changed on us. Like we had the BP oil spill. When the BP oil spill happened and transactions went way down, that's when I switched it. I switched it and I called all my sphere and I said, we got the oil spill. What do you want to do? How can I help? What's going on? And I sold more property that year. We had a crazy down year, the year of the oil spill, and I made more money. I made more money I did in 2009 than I did in 2010 than I did in 2009 because I did exactly what I'm teaching you guys right now. I've already tested and tried all these philosophies and all this stuff for you. And like one big reason I want to share all this stuff and I continue to share everything that I've learned over the years is because I literally believe that these philosophies are going to help reduce the failure rate, because when the market crashes, you're not going to have to get out of the business because you're going to do it. You're going to look at it in terms of, okay, I need to make the switch. I need to start calling my sphere. I need to start creating new relationships. And what happens is you do more transactions in the winter, or whenever your slow season is, you do more transactions during that time, especially more, not necessarily more than the busy time of year, but way more than you would have if you didn't do what I'm telling you to do. And that was something that was big for me, is I noticed that when I started doing this, it was really cool because it was like my philosophy was that I just wanted to create more relationships in the wintertime. I wasn't necessarily trying to create more transactions, because what I was trying to do is just gain more market share through relationships so that I could have more transactions in the spring and the summer. That was my philosophy. But what happened was, incredibly, actually through doing the process of making the calls and trying to create these relationships, I ran into all kinds of people that wanted to do deals now, which is what I preach to you guys all the time about circle prospecting, that a lot of you don't get. A lot of you do not understand this. When you're circle prospecting, you're killing two birds with one stone. You're trying to develop long-term, lifelong relationships for future deals, but you run into all kinds of people that want to do deals today. And a lot of you are not giving it enough chance. You're cold calling for a week and saying this doesn't work. And that's sad, because it's such an opportunity for not only now business, but future business, all wrapped up into one action. So you get now business and future business at the same time. You're calling people who could buy or sell, two birds with one stone, right? And everything you're doing is for several different reasons. How efficient is that? And the best thing about it is it's completely unlimited. You can't call every property owner in your area. And if you did, they would change the first time you called them. That's great. A week later, you call them, they have something else going on psychologically. Now they want to sell, or now they want to buy, when last week they didn't. And if you did call all the hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands, millions of people in your area, if you ever did get through that in 20 years, you'd have to turn around and do it all over again, because 70% of those properties have changed hands. This business is a win-win. There's no way to lose. Losing deals are the greatest thing that could ever happen to you, and everything's completely unlimited. The only thing holding you back is the fact that you don't know this, because you haven't been through it like me. And a lot of you, it's hard for you to understand it, right? So let me go back through what I want you guys to do and focus on when the market starts to turn. This could be through a season, when the season starts to go down. This could be a market crash, right? This could be so many different scenarios, right? So I don't want you to think winter. I just want you to think market turning through a season. If your down season is the summer, okay, substitute winter for summer, substitute winter for crash, substitute it for a recession, substitute it for whatever you want. When transactions start slowing down and you start to feel the pressure, we're going to make the switch. Y'all like that I do the switch? I do the switch. I'm going to make that a dance. So we're going to immediately get to our sphere, start organizing our sphere, get ready to attack our sphere. And we want to know what we could do to help them, how they've been, what's going on with them, what plans do they have, what can we do to help them. Okay, we're going to take notes. We're going to run into people who want to buy and sell now, who want to buy and sell after the first of the year. They're going to tell us what's going on. We're going to start helping those people buy and sell stuff. Then we're going to, as soon as we get through with that list, we're going to pick out a neighborhood that's in a price point that we decide. It's another great thing about circle prospecting and the 0 to diamond system. You pick your price point. You pick that you want to sell 350, 400, 200, whatever the sweet spot price range is in your market, whatever price range selling the best, the most efficient, that's where you want to be. You call the owners that own the property that are that price range. You pick. It's not like getting buyer leads where you might get one for 80, you might get one for 150, you might get one for 850, and then you back to $20,000 lot or something. No, you pick the price range you want to be a specialist in and be an expert in. So so first sphere, attack the sphere. Second, new prospects. And the whole reason for the new prospects, listen to what this does. Attacking your sphere goes deeper with the relationships you already have. Okay, bing, win. Then you turn around and create new relationships to add to your sphere. Okay, more market share. Bing, win. So you're going deeper with the ones you have, and then we're creating more to add to what we already have to create a bigger sphere going into the next year. This way, every single year, your sphere gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger every year. And whatever top producer that you're trying to chase, you get closer and closer and closer. All the people behind you, they get further and further and further away because they are doing what? Going to parties and certainly not selling real estate, or trying to think about how they can take over the world, right? And I got to be honest with you guys. I'm a super ambitious person, and not everybody wants to be $1 million producer, sell 100 properties a year. Not everybody wants to do that, and I get it. I totally understand. Everybody has a different thing going on. Not everybody's trying to take over the world. So I totally understand that as well. But I just want you to know the philosophies that I've learned over the years and how I've built such a big business from scratch, and how this is another part of being a single agent and being super efficient and understanding these little things and being able to flow through a season that's slow or a crash that happens. Okay, so if you have any questions, please type it in. I want to say one more thing about markets crashing, and a lot of you have probably already heard this, but I just want to get it out since it's very, native to what I'm saying here. And that is, when the market crashes, when it really crashes, when it boom crashes, it creates urgency. It creates so much urgency in the market. Buyers that buy when the market's down, they want to buy right now while it's down before it goes up. And the sellers have to sell now because they're in trouble. And so it creates so much urgency. Okay. And then a lot of the realtors leave the business because they don't realize this. And so it leaves so much, there's so much urgency happening all in the market. And so the reason the agents get out of the market is because they were working with home buyers on the way up. When the market was going up, they're working with these home buyers. Okay, when the market crashes, the home buyers quit buying because they're like, prices are going down, things are scary, whatever the reason the market crashed is. And so when your clients disappear, you're sitting here, and if you don't understand what I'm saying, you don't know, you're like, oh God, got to get out of the business. But you don't realize this: closings are still happening every single day. Closings are happening every day. There are tens of people, maybe hundreds, I don't know, depending on your market, even when the market crashes, every single day, that are signing purchase agreements every day. Every single day. And that doesn't stop. It goes down, but it doesn't stop when the market crashes. It continues. It's just a different kind of client. And it's your job to make that switch. I'm going to do this switch. And we're going to switch over. We're going to call our sphere, say the market's crashing. Do you want to buy, sell, or hold? You want to buy because it's cheap, sell because you got to, or are you holding out? You're going to ride this crash out. Either way it goes, let me know what I can do to help you. And whoever has the most conversations like that is going to crush everything. So you guys tell me, how can you lose in real estate? The only way you can lose is if you're not listening to what I'm saying and you don't put the work in. That's the only way you're going to lose, if you don't listen to what I'm saying and put the work in and be patient. Everybody wants stuff right now. A lot of people want things now, and they aren't even working to get it now, much less later. So don't distract yourself with busy work that doesn't really accomplish anything, like working on your website or cutting paper in a paper cutter or designing business cards or postcards or whatever. If you haven't made your phone calls, make your phone calls, connect with human beings about what you can do to help them as a business that you are, and then do all that secondly. But most of you are doing the secondly activities first and only. That's all you're doing. You're not doing the phone call part. Create business, do the phone calls. It's unlimited, and people love to hear from you. They want to talk to you. They want to know what's going on in the market, and they don't have an agent. A lot of them don't have an agent that they would work with, and it's perfect scenario for you to step in and be that guy or girl for them. All right, let's get into some of these questions. Let's see. Do I think instant offers are a threat? No, not at all. I don't think Zillow instant offers is a threat whatsoever. I don't feel like technology is a threat whatsoever. Here's a couple things I feel about technology and taking over the real estate industry and stuff. I feel like the high pressure sales people are probably going to get replaced, or maybe not replaced. I think that low pressure sales, and let's just say the zero to diamond system and everything that's going on here, is the wave of the future. Not just zero to diamond, but like the relationships over transactions part. I think that is the sales path of the future, because nobody's interested in people handling their objections or forcing them into doing something that they don't want to do. So I feel like the value-based people that are providing service, people that are helping people that have the right intent, people that work hard and care for their clients and go up over the moon for them and do all the extra little things to show them that they care. Those are the agents that are going to stay in business, because you're providing value in the market. Okay. My weekly email, I'm providing all kinds of market information, updates, all kinds of stuff, okay, for free. I'm keeping people informed. I'm providing a service, okay? But as far as instant offers go, instant offers is not something that, as of right now, it's not something that's even designed to take over real estate agents. It's actually designed for Zillow to buy houses, and if they can't buy the house, they're going to hand it off to an agent to list it. That's the instant offers like program right now. So actually, instant offers is actually designed to try to make Zillow an investor, and if not, give an agent an opportunity to list a property. Okay, let me get through. Let's see. Okay, Benjamin here. Basically, circle prospecting the people you've already circle prospected if I'm super new. Yes, Benjamin. The people that you've already circle prospected, or the people that you got email addresses for, the buyers that you showed to 3 months ago that didn't buy anything, and all those people, you're going to call all of them. When the market switches, you're going to call all those people. That's your new sphere. That's your new sphere, dude. That's your new family. Those are the people that you are going to go do anything for. Take them to the airport, all the stuff, right? Help move a piece of furniture. That's your new family. You're going to call, you're going to check on them, see if there's anything you can do for them. Okay. Trying to go to the top, see if there's any questions I missed from the beginning. Don't see none. I'm going to scroll to the bottom. Okay. So currently I'm prospecting companies that are moving their headquarters from my area to another area. Would you recommend using the same circle prospecting script or something different? Let's see. I'm trying to understand the situation here. So I'm currently prospecting companies that are moving their headquarters from my area to another area. So I guess you're trying to list the employees' houses for those companies. Timothy, give me a more clear question there. Do I recommend doing open houses for new listings versus one that was 200 days on the market? I don't think it really matters. I don't think it really matters, because an open house is just going to be an open invitation to people driving by, or you put the open house on Zillow and Realtor.com and MLS, or whatever the case may be, how you're advertising it. And the object is to just draw attention, just try to get some of the general public in there to take a look, capture their contact information, see if there's anything in the world you can do to help them. If they already have an agent in mind that they're going to work with, what's their situation, why are they moving, all that good stuff. So to answer your question, I don't think it matters. I wouldn't worry too much about new versus 200 days on the market. I would just go for it. Redx versus Vulcan 7. I have had Vulcan 7. I've had Cole, I've had Espresso Agent, I've had Mojo. Trying to think if I've had any other one. I've tried them all. And Redx, to me, hands down. Now, when I first started with Redx, they didn't have a dialer, so I was using Mojo dialer. And so, but once Redx got the dialer, it took me a while because I was so used to Mojo to want to switch over. I didn't even want to try them out. But then when I finally did, and I started using it, then I really liked it. So the data on Redx, to me, I haven't found anybody that disagreed with me on this. Redx has the best data, the best phone numbers. I haven't found anybody that disagrees with me. I found some people that say, oh, all the numbers are bad. Well, yeah, when you're looking up numbers like that, a lot of them are bad, but their batch of data is way better than anybody else's. Let's see. Sherry says, I believe that low pressure and great out of the box processes will help me dominate my market. Absolutely. And that's a good thing about what we're doing here. Zero to Diamond is designed to make you different than all the other agents. You're not trying to pressure people into doing anything. You're not trying to, to get the deal. You're not, you're not trying to get them to sign a buyer agency agreement. You're not trying to do a pre-listing package. You're not trying to get them pre-qualified before. We want what's best for the client, and that shows them how much that we care. And then even if they don't buy or sell anything today, they're going to deal with this. They're going to do business with us in the future and refer all their friends and family to us. But Ricky, what if Zero to Diamond goes mainstream and I got 20% of my company, 20% of my company or 20% of my market doing your program, and now everybody's saying the same stuff to the same people? That doesn't matter either, because the Zero to Diamond system with the phone script is designed to read the person on the phone and then flow the conversation according to what you read in their personality. When you call somebody, are they mad, happy, glad, sad, busy? What's going on with them today? And how can I help them through whatever they're going through? So it's all about them. It's not about you and the agent. It's designed to extract information so that you can read the situation, so you can react accordingly to what's best for the client. So that's why it doesn't matter if everybody's doing it, because business is unlimited. Guys, before we go any further, the same emails that you get, I send to all 2,500 agents in my local MLS. Okay? For over a year, they've been getting coaching emails from me on everything that I do. The top real estate agent in the area sending emails to all the agents in the area saying exactly what I do for free. And everybody thought I was crazy when I first did it. And it's been a year and a half, and I haven't lost a single client. I haven't heard of anyone. I mean, it's insane. Business is unlimited. You can't do it all. I haven't lost a single deal. I've made the same amount of money. Nothing has suffered. Only thing that's happened is positive things. People respect me more. People, they see that I'm doing it for free, and I'm going all in with this. And they're starting to realize that I'm for real and I'm not going anywhere, and they're starting to respect it. So I think I just went on a rant because of Sherry's comment about the low pressureness. And yeah, absolutely. It makes you different. And it doesn't matter if everybody does it, because it's such a system that's not cookie cutter. You make it format you, right? And there's a lot of mindset stuff behind it. Let's see. How can I get the weekly email? I post the weekly email in the Facebook group every week. So just go to the Facebook group. I did mine today, but I hadn't posted it yet, but I will right after this live show. So just go to the Facebook group and go there, and it'll be posted later today, right after I get through with this live. Let's see. What do I think of companies who provide seller leads like offers? predictive analytics. I think it's just a way for agents to make excuses not to make phone calls. I think it's a way for that company to make a lot of money, and they may provide pretty decent leads. But at the end of the day, you could just call people and get leads all day long. It's unlimited. So why would you pay a company to give you leads that you can just go get? So I'm not knocking the company. They may do really good work. They may really screen their leads. They may really have a really good thing going on, but I'm just saying you don't need it. I heard a quote last night, and I think it's great. Technology will never replace realtors. Realtors using tech will. I like that. I like that. And that's true. And that's really true. And I think what's really cool about my situation is I'm what you call an ex-millennial. I'm in the middle. I'm not really millennial, which I'm really considered a millennial, but I'm an old millennial. But I'm millennial and Generation X all mixed up into one, where when I started real estate, there was no tech. Okay, but I'm still young enough to understand tech, and I had to build my business the old school way. And now I'm combining new school tech to the old school. And now I'm a very dangerous individual in business because I understand old school techniques and how to communicate, how to make people feel comfortable with me on the phone, in person. And at the same time, I understand technology. I understand, how to target. I know how to, make videos, do YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff. So absolutely. I think you use technology to become better at communicating and getting your message out there rather than being scared of it taking over. Use it to your advantage. Patsy says, what is a low pressure call to a homeowner? Please give an example of where to start the conversation. Okay, Patsy. And by the way, if you go to zerotodiamond.com, link in the bio, there's a free course on all this. Watch me make calls. There's like 5 videos of me making calls, live calls. There's the phone scripts. There's everything you need. But just to answer your question, how do you start the conversation? It would go ring, ring, ring. Hello. I would say, Mr. Johnson. He would say, yeah. I would say, hey, Mr. Johnson, this is Ricky Caruth down at Remax of Orange Beach. How you doing today? He would say, great. I would say, yeah, me too. I'm just enjoying the day. Isn't it gorgeous outside? He would say, yeah, I'm enjoying it. Yeah, well, whatever. I say, I got you. Well, look, I don't want to take too much of your time today, but a house around the corner just sold, and I didn't know if there's anything in the world I could do for you today. That's how the conversation would start. You can go to the website, watch me make calls, and see how I finish the call. It's a real conversation. It's designed to create questions for them to respond, for us to read them on the phone, and then we can flow the conversation accordingly. Let's see. Do I need a headset, or will my cell do to make the geo calls? I'm a first timer making calls. You do not need a headset. I don't use a headset. I just put my phone, put my phone on speakerphone and let it sit right here. And just make my calls, just talk to them right here. So I don't use a headset. A lot of people do, but you don't have to. What's the best way to market a listing? This is my very first listing. Thanks. Karina, very first listing. Congratulations. So, of course, put it in MLS, which syndicates to all the different networks. Okay. Do a postcard to that subdivision or whatever and say just listed, all that stuff. Then you can do a number of things, right? I personally love the phone calls. I'm going to get Redx. I'm going to put that subdivision in. I'm going to get the phone numbers. I'm going to hit dial. I'm going to start calling them. I'm going to use the phone script I just said. And I'm going to, instead of saying a house around the corner just sold, I'm going to say, after I talk about the weather, I'm going to say, I got you. Well, look, I don't want to take up too much of your time today, but I just listed a house around the corner from you, and I didn't know if there's anything in the world I could do for you today. And so you're doing, again, everything I do is killing 2 birds with 1 stone. What I'm doing is as I'm getting the word out about the listing, and I might create a relationship with this property owner. They may want to buy something, sell something, whatever. They may not have a real estate agent that they would use if they're going to do something like that. And then bingo, I'm in the game. So if I do that to the entire subdivision, I get the word out verbally, I get to know some more people, and everything's wonderful. And that's my favorite technique. You can also run Facebook ads and Instagram, YouTube videos. You can go live. There's a lot of things you can do, but I wouldn't overthink it. Okay. MLS does a lot of stuff these days. It's in front of a lot of buyers. Hold on one second, I got to sneeze. Bless me. Karina, let me know if there was anything else I can do for you on that question. Congrats on your first listing. Red. Hey, Ricky, what would be a good introductory email to send to a list of a couple hundred old leads to start the weekly emails? To be honest with you, I wouldn't worry about an introduction. I would just start putting them on the weekly email and getting the market information. If you want to do an introduction, just say, hey, it's me, Red. Hope all is well. I'm going to start sending you some information. Reach out if there's anything in the world I can do for you. Keep it real simple, guys. Jason, I have a plan for this winter for listings so people aren't free to list in the winter. My plan involves using technology. Okay, let me read this again. I have a plan for this winter for listings so people aren't free to list in the winter. My plan involves using technology. Okay. Don't know what you're exactly saying, Jason. So please clarify. Let's see. Here you go. Here's another comment by you later. Would love to talk to you about and brainstorm. Okay. Sounds good. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Jed says, do the open houses no matter what. How long has it been on the market? Yes, do them regardless of market time on the market. Just do open houses. If you want to do open houses, do open houses. Jed, how about commenting what your fear is of doing an open house of a house that's been on the market a while? David said Redx rocks. What happened here? Hate it when it does that. Oh, okay. Alicia, do I use a CRM? If so, which one? Redx is a great CRM. You can do reminders. You can do all kinds of stuff in there. I don't use it, but I had other agents that are using it that said it's incredible. Let's see. Jed says, tell us about your Facebook strategy. That's a really long conversation. But there is a video. I did live training. It's called Building Your Branding on Social Media, or Build Your Brand on Social Media. It's on the Zero to Diamond website, and it's on this YouTube channel. So go back and watch that. It's like an hour and a half long training session. So watch that and get back to me with questions. Timothy, yes, the plan is list the employee's house and refer when buying in the new area. I've been able to get contact info via social media. Okay, so Timothy asked a question earlier. What should he say? Because he's calling employees of companies that are moving their headquarters out of the area, and he wants to sell the houses of the employees and refer them to agents in the area that they're moving to. Great plan, man. So you got their contact information via social media and something else. Man, dude, that is incredible, dude. That is, guys, take note here. This is an incredible. Okay, Timothy spotted a situation. This is what I love. I live for this right here. He spotted a situation in the market. A big company's changing. They're moving their headquarters out of his area, going to another area. He's like, oh, I'm going to call all the employees and see if they'll let me list their house, and then refer those people to agents in the areas that they're moving to. That is genius. And guys, that's what I want you to start doing, is looking for these situations that you can take advantage of. Of course, there doesn't have to be a situation, okay? Don't get mad if you can't think of a situation or find a situation. Just call people. But if things happen and you notice something, there's a situation like this, get on it. So what do you say? That was your question. I might even say something like, same thing, enjoying the day, isn't it gorgeous? Look, I don't want to take up too much of your time today, but I hear that whatever the company is moving their headquarters, and I didn't know if there's anything I could do to help you. I might try that and see what's going to happen with that situation. And this is what I teach when you're making calls, is that as you're making your calls and you have a certain reason why you're calling, you may switch that reason up after the first 10 calls. You may have the first 10 calls and that reason really isn't, you're not getting the right result. Like people aren't responding to you like you're not, it doesn't make you feel good. That's not rolling off the tongue like you want. Switch it up. So you could start out saying, hey, I don't want to take up too much of your time today, but I hear that the company you work for, whatever, is moving their headquarters to wherever. I didn't know if there's anything I could do for you. And see how that goes for a couple calls. Then turn around. If that's not getting the results you want, turn around and say something like, hey, don't say anything about the company. Say, hey, I don't take it so much of your time today, but a house right around the corner from you just sold. Talk about a house that just sold. I didn't know if there was something I could do for you. Just the fact that you're calling somebody that's moving, their job is moving. You know that, but they don't know that you know that. And you're just catching them right at the right time where they're thinking about selling or whatever. And you're just catching them at the right time. You're just calling and it kind of sounds like it's just a random call. That could work. So just try a couple different things. Timothy, tell me how many people we're talking about. How many employees are we talking about? How many houses? How many households? I like this. Jason says, I want to be the premier winter listing agent and prove that winter may be the best time to sell a home for a number of reasons. I like it. You can always make the statistics look however you want. Somebody says Redx or Mojo. Redx, hands down. Jason, we'll love to talk to you about and bring. Yeah, we talked earlier about that. And also, guys, just to remind you, save the $150. Link in the description for Redx. Matthew Sandy, do you use any steps other than constant contact to follow up with your sphere of influence, like using a CRM or setting yourself reminders to call back, or just focus on making calls and meeting new people? Very good question. Mostly I rely on my weekly email to do all the heavy lifting. If somebody's interested in something, I'll write them down in my book and I'll keep a log. Maybe I need to call them in 2 weeks, so I'll keep that in my scheduler. But nothing real serious, no CRMs. And as far as focusing on making calls and meeting new people, you have to have balance between calling new people and calling past clients. There has to be a balance between new and old. You've got to find that balance. You don't really need to do all new. You don't really need to do all old. You have to find the balance between the two. So my balance is I follow up. I have a long list of people who might do something soon, and I'm always following up. That's my old. And then after I'm through with that, I'm trying to do new. Okay, so that's my balance. And if you don't have any past clients, if you don't have any people that are interested right now, then your complete job is new. Your object is to make so many calls that you don't have time to make calls anymore because you're so busy selling stuff. Thoughts on using your circle prospecting / email strategy for mortgage agents and other sales? Yes, absolutely. Guys, what in the world can I do for you? I would love to stay in touch with you forever. What's your email address? Is universal across all industries. That will work universally. David says, that is so pure, Ricky. People give the info for free or charge you for it, and 90% won't do it. Thank you for all you do. Talking about sending all the emails out to all the local agents. Let's see. Benjamin, thanks for everything. Let's see. Elaine says, I saved her money, probably on coaching. Kimberly Strange, as a new agent starting to use Redx, do you recommend signing up for expired or geo leads first? Whew. That is a tough one. I'm going to say geo leads, because geo leads, you're guaranteed at least 2,000, or you're guaranteed 2,000 a month. Expireds, depending on your market, there's no telling how many you'll get. It's going to be limited to how many expireds actually happen. So I think if I had to answer the question, I would probably say geo leads and then add the expireds as you go. Somebody asked, do I call DNC numbers? I call DNC numbers. I'm not telling you guys to call DNC numbers. I'm just not worried about it. I've made so much money calling do not call numbers. I've never had a problem. Nobody's ever threatened me. Nothing. So I think there's an interesting debate out there about that. And I really don't have an argument either way, tell you the truth. But to answer your question, yes. Kilby says, Ricky is on fire. Everybody just wants to charge us, and we pay when we aren't willing to put the work in. Yeah, a lot of people who get coaches are just paying money because they're not willing to put the work in. They're looking for a silver bullet that's just going to just bring business in. Not going to happen. Okay, Kenneth, we will all be working for Amazon in 48 months or less. Jeff Bezos will need people to clean up and prep his listings. So don't sell the pickup truck yet. That's interesting, Kenneth. That is very interesting. We'll see what happens. It'll be fun. I don't believe that he can do that because real estate is so local. You have to have a local expert in each market to navigate. And there's such an unlimited amount of business. One person can't do it all. So riddle me that. What time do you usually make calls? Are you using 3-line or single line? Which one works better? What features makes you switch from Mojo to Redx? Okay, so what time do I make calls? From between 9 and 11, because that's when my mind is the sharpest. I'm on top of my game. Am I using 3-line or single line? I used to use 3-line, but now I use single line because it's higher quality. I can leave real messages to one person. I don't have people that get that extra recorded thing saying I'm in a bad area, I'll call you back. It's higher quality. So I love the triple line. I love the idea of the triple line, but I downgraded to the single line because quality. Let's see, which one works better? Oh, single line. And then what features made you switch from Mojo to Redx? Because Redx has better data anyway, so I was already using them. And then when I switched to dialer, it's because I just wanted to give them a try to see, and then I ended up liking it. And it's really the same. But the good thing is now the data and my dialer is all in one spot. So I can just do everything right there. So that's kind of why I did it. But when I'm comparing the dialers, they're just as dependable. You know, it's the same. I would say the quality and the dependability is the same. Let's see. Sorry, guys. My computer's kind of. Okay, do real estate agents get out of the house even when it isn't? Do real estate agents get out of the house even when there isn't a showing? Do real estate agents get out of the house even when there isn't a showing? I have no idea what you're asking there, to be honest with you. In regards to your newsletter and the links to listings, do you have to update your hyperlinks each week, or does your website system stay updated automatically? It's updated automatically. I don't do anything for that. So if you guys want a website just like mine, again, link below. I've got all the tools for you. 0 down and $69 a month. My website guy will make a website for you exactly like mine. Let's see. You move into a brand new area, big market, hyper competitive, super low turnover rates, no sphere of influence, no email lists. Would you follow the same workflow, Redx and Circle Prospect? Absolutely. There's nothing else I would do other than go have lunch with the top producers, get to know them, see what I could do to help them, let them know I'm here. And then I would maybe go preview some properties of the subdivisions that I'm circle prospecting to get kind of get an idea and a handle on the market. Okay. But then that's it. I'm not going to waste any more time. I'm going to be on the phone trying to call. If I didn't know anybody, had no sphere of influence, had nothing, I would probably try to make 10,000 calls as soon as I could, which would literally probably take me 2 or 3 months. Jason Hoover, what's up, man? Gina, what's up? Thomas, for those concerned about everyone using his script, you must realize that most are already using the same scripts from Fairies, Maps, Buffini, and there's still plenty of business for everyone. Thomas, not sure what you mean there. If you think my scripts are like Fairies, Maps, and Buffini's. Joe, while circle prospecting, you snag their info and put them on a drip. They say they aren't doing anything for a year. When do you follow up and what do you say? I'll follow up in 6 months and I'll say, hey, we talked 6 months ago. I just want to make sure you've still been getting my emails. Are you still looking to sell or whatever you're trying to do, in about 6 months and, all that good stuff. I want to make sure they don't have an agent that they're going to work with on it and all that good stuff. And I really want to find out why they're doing it, the reason that they're doing it, why they want to wait a year. And when I find out why, then I can really go deep with that. I want to help them. I want to help them accomplish that. Not necessarily buy or sell a property, but I want to go deep with why they're buying or selling the property. Ricky, can you put email addresses in Redx and maybe get phone numbers for those people? No, I don't believe so. Let's see. What is a CRM? What does that stand for? Relationship management. Let's see. Anyway, it's a system that helps you organize all of your database. And there's different CRMs that do different things. Like some CRMs will send automatic emails and text messages and do all this stuff. But it's a place for you to keep your database, keep organized. And different ones do a lot of different things. So it's just a way for you to keep all of your contacts straight. And you can set up automatic things from a lot of them. Customer relationship management. How do you keep up with which group of your mini prospects needs to be connected with? How do you keep up with which group of your mini prospects need to be connect with each month? Do you categorize in CRM or constant contact? I don't have groups of people that need to be kept in contact with every month, Nicole. If somebody wants to do something, if I need to call somebody next month, I'm going to write them down in my scheduler for next month and make that call. Mary says, how do I keep track of people without a CRM? I don't keep track of people. If somebody wants to do something, I write them down on a list and I follow up with them. But other than that, I'm not keeping up with them. I'm too busy doing deals. I'm too busy trying to find deals. I'm too busy trying to help people. I'm too busy following up. I'm too busy making calls. I'm too busy showing property. I'm too busy going to listing appointments. So you don't need to keep track of people. Let them keep track of you and come to you when they get ready. Isn't that a much better business plan? Okay. Timothy says, okay, Timothy says, brilliant about what I said about what to say about to the people, the employees leaving the town. Found 31 different companies that are moving. Larger have 1,500 employees along with phone numbers. I'm getting a ton of emails. Nice. Timothy, just hit it like you live, brother. Get after it, man. Yeah, let's see. He's also doing Facebook ads. Okay, Tanner says, hey, Ricky, just want to say thanks. I called somebody in my sphere that I haven't talked to in years. I let them know I was a realtor, and at the end of catching up, I threw in the famous, is there anything in the world I could do for you? She said she was getting divorced and wanted to sell the house. The house is in rough shape, so I ended up partnering with someone to do our rehab. Thank you for that one question. Should net about $25,000 from that phone call. Nice. Danny says, any Canadian agents? Rick, do you know how we can get for sale by owners and expired numbers in Canada? No, I don't, Danny. I don't think there's a service that will. Let's see. Wait a minute. Redx does give Canadians for sale by owners. But you can also go to forsalebyowner.com. Okay, do you use local MLS for expired data, or is Redx more efficient? I use Redx. I just let Redx just bring them in. Do I mail cards as a follow-up? No, probably should, but I don't. It's a good idea. Michael says more details on making a website. There's a link in the description that says get a website just like mine for $0 down and $69 a month. Just click that, put your info in, and Chris, the web designer, will reach out to you, and he'll customize the website for you and get you rolling. What pictures do I use on the postcard for a new listing? A picture of the entryway of the subdivision, or the house itself, or the view, or something like that. Let's see. Ricky, did you get my email regarding farming postcards? Not sure, Chad. Resend it, please. You said write things down. Can't you use the follow-up task feature? Yes, April, you can use the follow-up task feature. I'm just telling you how I do it. So the way I do it may not be the way that you do it. Ricky, can I call you sometime to talk? I've got several questions I would love to ask you offline. Absolutely. Let's see. Leanne Vaughn, yes, meet people every day. Pat, I'm using your circle prospecting strategy and I'm getting 2 to 5 emails a day. Thanks for everything. Wow. Chris says no regular follow-up is required with circle prospecting. Right, because you're calling people that really aren't interested in doing anything till later for the most part, but you're going to run into people who do, and those are the people you follow up with. Marie, so you just stay in contact with clients via weekly email? Yes. For the most part, people that aren't interested in doing anything in a couple years, I just let that do the heavy lifting, let them come back to me for the most part. That way I can concentrate on the deals at hand while I'm staying on top of mind for everybody else. Luke, I joined real estate in 2017. Awesome. I had a listing for the summer, put on MLS for 3 months, and I could not sell it. How do you work with a seller when we cannot sell the home for a certain period on MLS? The price was too high. You have to tell them that the price is too high. That's the reality of it. And they have to make a decision. Do they want to continue owning the property, or do they want to sell the property? And if they want to sell the property, they have to reduce the price to get it to the point where people will buy it. And if they're okay with it not selling, then you have to live with that they don't want to sell. The object would be, Luke, to get more listings and talk to more people. And don't put any more time into that property. You've already listed it. That deal's done. Let the market do what it needs to do. Try to advise the seller that it's not selling, it needs to reduce. What do you want to do? Why do you want to sell? You know, if they're okay with it not selling, they just want us to let it sit out there, let it sit out there. April has a really good question. How do I manage the stress? How do I manage my stress with so much on my plate? That's an interesting question. I don't feel stressed. I don't feel stressed at all, really. I have 50 something listings. I have 20 something under contract. I closed on 80 something properties this year. I did a speech this morning. I'm doing this live training right now. I think that I've just worked so hard to build up so much momentum, and I've been through so many peaks and valleys of the business that I understand like that the valleys come, and that I know how to recognize when a valley is beginning, and I make the switch. I make that switch, and I start doing things ahead of time to prevent as much as a drop as it could be if I were to just keep going like I'm going. So I like to try to spot those situations and jump on it before it gets bad. That way I continue to make the amount of money I need to be not stressed out financially. Okay. So that's how I do it financially. How I do it mentally is I wake up at 4:30 every morning and I do cardio at 5 o'clock. And that clears my mind, and it gives me a chance to think about what I did yesterday to get better than I was the day before, and what I'm going to do today to get better than I was yesterday. And nobody's calling me at 5 o'clock. There's no calls. It's silence. It's actually dark outside, and I'm running down the road, and I got oxygen running in my brain and blood flowing. And it's an enlightening thing. And it really cleans your mind out, and it really helps me with my stress and makes me feel comfortable with everything going on. And so I think two things. One, getting up early, working out, clearing your mind, taking that time for you, and you feel better the rest of the day. A good diet, lots of water. And then financially, when I feel pressure, like something's not going right, I make that switch, and I get right back on it and keep the momentum going. Any input on the real estate disruptors and reduced commission companies? Not really, Michael. Not really a concern, because they don't provide as much value as us real estate agents do. So I'm not too concerned with it. Do I think that it's a possibility that technology could reduce our commissions overall as an industry? Yes. I do think that there could be, not saying it'll happen, but there could be a day where we're taking 4% listings. There could be a day where we're taking like 3 to 4% listings, and we're getting like 1.5 to 2% when we sell a property, which, by the way, is still very lucrative. So I think that that's something that could happen, but they're not going to take over. And I could be eating my words in 20 years. I don't know. But I think people are always going to need an agent to help them through, sometimes the biggest transaction of their life. Circle prospecting seems great for building your pipeline. How do you get now business? Minimum of 200 calls a day. Is this enough? Yes, Joe, we talked about it. I talk about it all the time. It's killing two birds with one stone. When you're circle prospecting, you're building business for the future and now at the same time, because you're going to run into somebody who is doing all the deals today. See, every single day closings are happening. Every single day in your market, tens of people, maybe hundreds, are signing purchase agreements. A buyer and a seller, 2 people per deal. A buyer and a seller are signing a purchase agreement every single day. And business is just unlimited. So when you're making all these calls, you're going to run into somebody who's going to be signing that contract next Wednesday or in 2 weeks or in a month. Okay? That's your now business. And if you approach it right, low pressure, have the right intent, you're there to help, there's a good chance they could choose you if they don't already have an agent to do that transaction today. What do I think about creating a realtor broker international support group? April, that's interesting. I'll tell you what, I have a Facebook group. Running a Facebook group is work. Okay. If you want to do it, I'll help you. I don't want to be the main, I don't want to be the main responsibility of it, but I will help you if that's something you want to do. Thomas, somebody said that if everyone started using your script, it would affect their business. I'm saying that they are already using the same scripts, so it would not matter. Yeah, Thomas, absolutely, man. Dude, I am 100% on board with what you're saying. 100% on board. Michael asks a really cool question. When is it time to fire a client? I'm trying to think if I ever fired a client. I guess there's definitely been clients that when the deal was over, I was glad that it was done and that I didn't have to deal with them anymore. I'm definitely glad that I definitely have had deals like that. I don't really, to be honest, I don't think that I've ever said I'm going to drop this listing or I'm going to not represent you or, I don't think I've ever said that, to be honest with you. And I think that goes along with the fact that I'm really good at handling just about any kind of personality, and making people feel comfortable and doing what I could do to help them and figuring out what's best for them and putting my emotions and what I think aside so that I can help them do what they want to do. But definitely had situations where once it's over, I'm glad it's over and I'm glad that they moved away or that they were done, whatever. So I don't know, man. I'm not big on firing clients because I'm never fired. I can't think of a client I've fired. I'm going to have to really think about that. Brad, do I do research on a neighborhood or subdivision before you decide to start circle prospecting, or do you just pick an area you like and start calling? Brad, absolutely I do research on it. If you watch my live calls, you'll see that I have all my comps ready. I know everything that's sold, everything that's on the market. I have all that stuff right there ready for when I'm talking to people. I've got it all right there. I like to go see the properties. If it's a subdivision, like the earlier question, a place that I've never been to, I want to go see what's listed in there and get a feel for it physically before I make the calls, just so I can have a little bit better feel for what I'm doing. So, yeah. Oh, by research, you mean turnover, etc.? Not too worried about turnover. I'll look and see how many sales. I'll look and kind of see, but I'm not too worried about it. I'm more trying to develop relationships. John Gee. Would I target condos or single-family homes more in an area where twice as many single family homes sell than condos? I'm doing both. Called more condo owners. Call more condos, however. That's a very interesting question, and I think that it just depends. I would have to look deeper into the statistics. There may be less condos selling, but at what price point and what's the absorption rate over the year? What's the inventory? How many months of inventory are there? Is there? And what's the price point, the sweet spot of the single family homes that are selling? What's the absorption rate? What's the inventory there? So there's a lot more factors than just what you're saying. But if I had to answer your question just based on what you said, there's twice as many, and we're comparing apples to apples. It's the same price range and everything's equal. Of course, I'm going to call the houses. There's twice as many selling as condos, and it's the same price range. Why wouldn't I? Guys, I think that's it. I don't see any more questions coming in. I'm sure I'll probably get one or two here in the next couple seconds. So there's one now. How do you genuinely, okay, here, got some more coming in. How do you genuinely care about helping clients who are terrible people? It's a very interesting debate, you know. I've never ran into somebody who I just thought was just a terrible person. Like, I don't know. Give me an example of somebody who's terrible, Joe. Do I ever notice different attitudes based on price range? People are more friendly in certain price range. I'm talking about strictly Redx calls. Yeah, sometimes, like certain complexes that are a little more fancier or less fancy, or yeah, I've definitely seen different attitudes, different subdivisions, different areas. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, John Gee said, okay, he's kind of clarifying here. Houses are twice as much, I'm guessing, price, lower turnover. Okay, now this makes it interesting. Would I target condos or single family homes in an area where houses are twice as much the price? You mean price wise? Yeah. Houses are twice the price but lower turnover. In that case, I would do both. JV, what's up, buddy? I'm glad we dodged the storm too. Call reluctance. Here, bottom line, call reluctance is that if you're not making calls, it's very tough for you to succeed. Even if you get buyer leads, you got to call them, okay? You have to talk to people. So if you know that, and you know that talking to people is the key to success, and then you realize that if you make the calls, there's a chance, even if it's 1% chance, there's a chance that you're going to succeed. But if you don't make the calls, there's zero chance. Zero. So give yourself a chance to succeed. Just do it. Tony House. What is up, Tony? Who cares if people hang up on you? Because for every person that hangs up on you, you're going to get 3 people that love you. Do you move on from a neighborhood when you start getting that vibe? Not necessarily, because you should still be blowing through that within like an hour. So just go ahead and make them. Go ahead and finish it out. How did I find reputable lenders to work with? By trying a bunch of lenders until I found the one I liked. Have you found worth in being a premier agent with Zillow? No. I currently get leads from Realtor, and they're really affordable with higher conversion rate. With Zillow being 5 times price, are they worth it? I don't do either. What would you say is the percentage of do not call out of Redx numbers? I do not know because I don't pay attention to it. curious to know if I passed my licensing exam the first round. Yes, I did. I passed that test the first time. I passed the broker's test the first time. I passed my Florida exam the first time. I'm just a really good test taker. I'm not bragging at all. I'm just a good educational guess kind of guy. And I did study really hard. You just recently found me on IG. I've been watching your YouTube videos. Do you ever do any email marketing? Is that a joke? My entire plan is based around a weekly email. Tisa, go to zerotodiamond.com, link in the description, completely free program. Take the course, do the 90-day action plan. It's all focused around creating relationships, real relationships with people, and then email marketing around that. Okay, guys, I'm going to get up out of here. I hope that you guys are going to join in the contest to win a trip. I'm going to fly you and a friend down to Orange Beach. I'm going to put you up in a condo on the beach to hang out with me for a day. Link is in the description below. There's steps you have to take. Complete them all. Email me. Tell me you're done so you can be entered into the raffle. I'm going to pick a winner on Halloween Day live. I cannot wait for this. I can't wait for to see who wins. Get all your friends involved so that if they win, maybe they choose you to come with them. I'm gonna schedule something that works around both of our schedules, so you come down and we really take full advantage of the opportunity to hang out here in my office. Can't think of anything else right now. Oh, St. Petersburg. If you're in the St. Petersburg area, October 27th at 6 o'clock, somewhere in St. Petersburg. I'll announce it at some point, probably via email and Instagram stories and stuff like that. And in the Facebook group, I'll announce where I'm going to be. But at 6 o'clock in St. Petersburg, Florida, October 27th, I'm doing like a little meetup somewhere. I know there's already a lot of people that said that they're going to come to that. So we're just going to meet somewhere and just hang out for a bit. And I just want to see you guys and shake your hand and say hi and all that stuff. Can't think of anything else. Oh, I'm going to be out in Vegas. So if you guys are out in the Las Vegas area, I'm going to be out there for the RE/MAX International Convention. That's going to be like February. So if you guys are out that way for February, I think February, I have to look at the dates, but I'm going to be out there. So I'll be there for 3 days or so for the convention. So I'll probably do some kind of meetup then too. So I look forward to seeing you guys there. And then I don't really have anything else solid right now. I'm working on a couple of other things. So as I figure out where I'm going to be, when I'm going to be there, I'll let you guys know. And let's see if there's any last minute questions and stuff. Cool, that's it. So I love you guys so much. I hope you got something out of this today. Take your winter market and close the gap. Close the gap with everybody that's ahead of you that you're trying to beat. When they're laying down, you get after it, you catch up to them, and you surpass them, and you keep going. All right, that's what it's all about. So love you guys. Take care. I'll holler at you. I'm going to the Bahamas tomorrow. It's our 1-year anniversary. So we'll be there tomorrow through Sunday. Looking forward to it. First vacation of the year. So much needed. And I'm going to come back fired up. I'm going to be like a Tasmanian devil in this office. I'm going to be going so crazy trying to put stuff together. When I get back from my trip, so Monday I'll be back in the office. And that's going to be literally the beginning of my winter market, like mind switch. I'm going to switch it over, and I'm going to absolutely crush. I cannot wait for this Monday. It's going to be so insane, the deals that I'm going to put together this winter and how much market share I'm going to acquire for next year. because I've got big things planned for next year. I have big goals and aspirations for what I want my real estate business to be. And I just thank all of you guys for following along on my journey, and all the love and support that I get from you guys. So we'll talk to you soon. Much love. Take care.